Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy V. Last time, we got our way to a whole new world. That's the title of the previous episode. Since last time, I have done exactly nothing because I have been sick. So hopefully we don't end up missing a week on this. It's possible because I'm recording this on a Friday before it's going to be uploaded. So we'll see if I get enough of them recorded and edited. That's also why my voice may be a little off. I'm mostly over this now, so hopefully we can start things off without too many issues. And how can we have issues when we listen to this? This was a song I was talking about and hemming back and forth whether it was, you know, this all-encompassing theme that really was the most well-known for the game. This is Battle at the Big Bridge. Full monsters. We need to be careful. We also need to kick a lot of ass. Now, all of the enemies around here are weak to lightning. Except for one. One of them is, he absorbs lightning, so we'll have to deal with him a different way. Thunder Scrolls will one-shot everybody around here, save for the one it's going to heal. And we can gain some levels, high potions. As far as what my characters are set up as, mostly the same as they were in the previous episode. We were going to have Gullif working on Bard to get that worked up till he levels up. And Blue Mage just to work on something else, and then I'll be switching both my mages around. And basically, I'm going to keep Bartz as a hunter in normal battles for a little while, until he gains some more ABP. And then when we go into boss fights, we will be changing him into... sure, we'll show off what some of these enemies can do. But I will be turning him into a samurai, because it's a much better class against a single target. And I believe aim takes away the special ability of the instant death. Yeah, it might. You could also use Ramu to take down most of the enemies around here. I don't think it 100% one-shots all of them, but it does take down those two. You can use terrain around here, and sometimes you get Wind Slash, sometimes you will not. We've already seen these guys. Sure. Do not waste all of your Thunder Scrolls around here, because you're well, I guess, I don't think those guys are weak to Thunder, but no, they die from a Thunder Scroll anyway. But you are going to want to make use of your Thunder Scrolls in an upcoming dungeon, so just be aware of that. Okay, in that battle that I did off-screen, I got a phone call, and I realized that I forgot to turn my phone on mute. So what happens when you haven't recorded in a while? You're just not in the groove. Whoa! Okay, sure. You were just waiting there for me to show up. You know, you didn't stand in a spot and watch and wait. You just figured you'd sit behind a door and do nothing. Hello, Gilgamesh! Alright, so this is a somewhat interesting fight because once you deal somewhere between 2,500 and... you can use Goblin Punch. Ow. Somewhere between 2,500 and 4,000, he will... I don't have Mute on, do I? Do I have Time Magic on? I do not. Oh well. Actually, no. Frog Song. No, that does Sleep. I don't think I have anything to do it with. I was not prepared for this guy. Okay. Once he falls between that range of HP, at some point, he will get his next turn, and he will cast a whole bunch of buffs all at once. I'm just going to try and deal as much damage as possible to this guy now, and kind of forgo healing. But yeah, once he gets down that... yeah, see... I think it triggers automatically. He casts Protect, Shell, Haste... armor is Protect in this game. And... Regen, maybe? And then he starts jumping on people. Ow! See... if he is susceptible to Mute, so if you cast Mute on him before he does all of these buffs, then you'll be in much better shape. The only problem is Mute will wear off relatively quickly. So if you're going to cast Mute on him, you're going to want to make sure to do it like right before he's about to go into that mode. So let's throw a Thunder Scroll at him because I don't want to waste too many shurikens. Okay, I need to heal. Blue Magic. Where's my white wind? There it is. Much better. The thing is, once he gets into this mode, he's actually a little more difficult than he would otherwise normally be. Because you're dealing half damage, he's in haste. He is susceptible to slow, I believe, so you could probably counteract that, but I don't have time magic at the moment because I am not prepared at all. Yeah, throw another shuriken, whatever. I want to finish him off. I think he's got 5,000-ish HP. Let's do some terrain here. I probably... Woo, he's alive! Barely. Oh, there we go. And yes, this is our second battle with Gilgamesh, and I also should have changed parts into a samurai for that fight, and I did not do that either. This is one of those boss fights I will not be redoing, mainly because I think it's interesting to show me completely out of my element and not prepared at all for a fight, and second because there's not really all that much to it. I explained the way of making the boss fight easier, and yeah, there's nothing too much to that one. You can't steal anything particularly special there. So Galura in the back here, Neo Galura, this guy is the one who is immune to lightning, or not immune, he absorbs it. So you want a single target at him. Let's use a normal attack and see if... That's why you never use a normal attack with a bow, because unfortunately it never seems to hit. I've done it like 5 times in a row and he's missed every single time. Even though it looks like those guys are flying, they're not, so just annihilate them that way. But yeah, so he's absorbs lightning, so avoid dealing with him. And we can use lightning to take down these guys real quick. Nothing too much to these ones. You can use Thunder Scrolls, Ramu, Bolt 2, whatever you want to do. Alright, we'll cut more of these out now that I'm done explaining things. Oh, okay, there's only that one left. That works too. What about the barrier? Huh? What barrier? What's going on? Almost looks like a flare. Throw a trigger. What? What? Well, we're gone. Bye-bye. Yeah, I guess so. The barrier gets erected around and it kind of moves out, and then it hits us and we go to warp 10 and disappear. I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to go for, you know, trying to understand what this game is trying to make me do, because I really have no idea. Sorry about that. Just end up stuck on things and not say anything. Trying to take off the sweater. It's getting a little bit warmer down here. Starting to actually warm up outside, which is nice. Anyway, we're now on the continent of Groziana. I don't know. I can't pronounce anything. You guys all know this by now. Anyway, it's a remote land where ferocious beasts dwell. How unfortunate that we were thrown here. Why? Because the easier enemies are here compared to where we could have been blown? You didn't have to come. But you made my day. That's awesome. Doesn't really want to admit it, but that's always cool. So anyway, the best way of dealing with the enemies around here, since they all have about 1,000 HP, at least I think they have about 1,000 HP, is with the summon command and Ramu, or not Ramu, Titan. And in order for us to actually deal over 1,000 damage with it, we need the Gaia gear that I stole an episode or 2 ago. And that's why I spent all the time going after this, even though we can buy this in the next town. It just makes this trek a little bit easier for us. But as you can see, I have run relatively low on MP, so we're just going to fast forward and get ourselves a tent in there. Yeah, now we don't have any home base to go back to, so we're just going to fight around, take down some enemies, and try and find out where we're supposed to go next. Am I actually going to hit this guy? I'd like to show the instant death effect. Most of the enemies are probably susceptible to stop. You can use Love Song to stop them if you want to. And you can use things like, where is it, Blowfish or 1,000 Needles to deal exactly 1,000 damage and take down most of the enemies around here. That is if you're not using Titan. If you run into more than 2 enemies, I would use Titan. Sounds like a good idea to me, but that's entirely up to you. I just want to show some slight variation to some of these guys. Hey, we got 2 more enemies. It's a fairy orc. It's like a flying, ugly Cupid thing. I have no idea. The pink dude in the back row is weak to lightning. I can't remember what the other guys are weak to. They're all weak to death from Titan. Except for the piggy, who I forgot is flying. I should have used, that's the ancient sword, and that's casting old. So that'll lower his stats, all of his stats over time, I believe. It never seems to work for me. I, did it in a battle and then cycled through, 10 turns, and he wasn't doing any less damage to me. So, I don't know. Anyway, we just want to keep heading this way. I wouldn't recommend battling around here any longer than you have to. The enemies don't give very much ABP. Anyway, we've arrived at Gore. Now, I don't believe there's anything of value in here. That's a better knife, but we're going to get a better one very soon. Let's see, katana we already have. It's a better sword, but I'm not really using swords at the moment, and I don't plan on it for a little while. If you're going to be using a Dragoon, I would highly recommend that you stole the ones that I did earlier in the game, because they're still better than this one. The Darkness Bow we could have stolen from one of the wind-based enemies. I think the one we learned White Wind from in the final dungeon of the first half of the game in the first world there. Let's see. Don't need any harps. Don't need any whips. But yeah, the bow that I have is actually stronger, which is the Killer Bow. Decent for normal battles if you can get the stupid effect to work, but I haven't seemed to been able to get that yet. Where is the dash? There we go. Alright, as far as armor goes, we do want something. I believe we want a whole set of gold equipment in case, or for the time that I turn Bartz into a samurai there. Tricorn, if you didn't steal the, oh, what are they? The Lamias tiaras that I did at the end of that last dungeon, then you'll probably want these. They'll be better. Green Beret we already had. Stealth Robes we already have. Gaia Gear. Let's get a second one of those because they're better. I don't think I need to buy anything else. Do tuck down here. Talk to her, ask about a ribbon. I don't know if you have to talk to her then, but you can go down there later on and you get something out of it. Ooh, new spells. Drain does exactly what you think it does. Break is petrified. Bio, non-elemental damage. I don't think it can inflict poison or anything, but it's there. Comet is a range of damage. Slow 2 is slow on all enemies. Reset is very interesting. We will be dealing with that in a little bit. Image is basically the same as the image command, except for this is a spell that is cast. It costs more than the image command, and I got image for everybody, but at least you can target who gets it. Shell does what you think it does, and we already have the heal spell. There we go. What about you? It is a remote village. Been years since you've had people visiting. Well, hello. The pub. Let's go in the pub. How are you? The Corna Jar. Yeah, I'm not sure. They translate this thing different in like every variation of this game. And sometimes it's with a C, and sometimes it's Corna, sometimes it's Kanago or something like that. Anyway, I'll talk about that later when we're about to get it. What flavor? Famous wine. Alright, so someone's gonna get drunk here. Dancers in the village. Would you dance for us? So they don't have dancers, huh? The wine is wonderful. Sure, we'll go on stage and we'll dance, since there's no other dancers around here. Oh. Doing high kicks, I guess? Yeah. Well, that was something. Pretty good. You get 100 gil. And that is basically the only reason to do that. However, if you go back here, there's the piano. It's usually in the bar. Well, that one was short. Nice. Alright, so they hid that one on us. They like to hide a lot of the pianos going forward. They're not going to be as easy to come by. 2 different clerks here. Yes. I believe this is the first town in the second world here. We're going to start to see this pretty much everywhere. Ethers and Revivifies. Pick up about 20 of those. Mainly, well, we're going to use them for a couple different reasons. Any of the drinks there, that's used with the, what is it? Did I learn that yet? I did not learn that yet. Have I even turned you into one yet? Where is it? Chemist? I haven't even done Chemist yet. Okay, fine. We will be working on Chemist shortly. I thought I was already working on it. But we can use it with the Chemist ability. I'll talk about that when we actually use that job class. Don't need any more of those. I think I'm good on most of this stuff. Oh, no. Get up to 10. Should be good enough. I gotta sell a bunch of stuff off screen, but like I said, off screen. Monsters are all over outside the village. So what exactly is the barrier around here that prevents the monsters from coming in the city? Shouldn't get too close to the castle to the south, huh? Sure, you'd never attack a village in the middle of nowhere. You saw a Moogle, huh? Oh. Hello? You're lying. Hello? Nope. I don't think any of these have anything in them. What do you have to say? Wine here is delicious. Everyone's talking about the wine. Well, there is something to do in the city, and that is exactly this. So unusual that you're going to let us stay for free. If it's that unusual to need an inn in this city, why do you run one? How do you make a living? Seems kind of weird. Barely even got to bed at this point. Normally they go to, you know, the fade out before they try and do this. Okay. So what's up? Party's all back together. Gotta go save this world now, even though we failed to save the previous world, I guess. We did let X-Death free, though the world, I guess, is alright until, you know, a few years down the line when the crystals start not being able to do anything at all. Because they were saying that some of the crystals were, like, they would still work for a little while, or like the wind would work for a while, or something like that. Legendary Wine of Rugor. Nothing like it. What's going on? You can't fall asleep. You mean you can't stay asleep? Can't get back to sleep? Pretty sure you would have noticed Gelif walking out right away as opposed to after a few moments if you hadn't gotten to sleep yet, but that's me overanalyzing things again. Oh. Oh yeah. I guess they probably could have. Oh. It would have blown you to bits, but it hit us this time and we just kind of flew. And, you know, who knows how far we flew on a different continent. Landed, we're fine. You know, it's all good. Well, that's strange. Why did you come? There's no reason, even though we can't get back. You made my day. Aw, he finally came out and said it, though I'm guessing he's already a little loopy with the famous wine, but either way, he came out and he said it. That's cool. Ah, music. I like that. There we go. That's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time, I will have sold all my excess junk, and we will be able to move on to wherever we're supposed to go next. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.